Voluptuously Skinny, and I'm here with my post-op week 34 update for my gastric sleeve and my post-op week 7 for my breast reduction. My high weight was 369.9, my surgery weight was 329.6, my current weight is 221.6, and that makes a total weight gone for this past week of 5.4 pounds, and a total since surgery of 106, total overall 146 pounds. I think 146.3 or something like that, gone forever. And so that means that I met my mini goal. My mini goal was 221.6, and I don't know if I had mentioned that. I probably mentioned it some weeks back. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't remember. But my next goal is 210.6, and I'm just kind of making the goal smaller and smaller because I don't want to make myself like just get obsessed with trying to reach it. So I just make them smaller, and that way they're a bit easier to reach. And my average protein for this past week was 65 grams, which is good. I'm remaining pretty steady on that. I'm trying to get it increased. Not trying. I need to increase that back to about 90 to 100. So I'm going to start using my unflavored nectar protein, which I hadn't been using in the last several weeks. So I'm going to get back to that. My average calories are doing pretty good, and it's 855 calories. I'm working my way up to about 1,000 calories a day. Some days are better than others, and so it's 855. And then as far as exercise, I'm not back in the gym yet, but I am moving. I'm moving so much more. I got my jawbone, and I am getting 5,000 to 6,000 steps a day. And it's not the 10,000 that I really need, but it's more than what I had, which there were some days I probably had 100 steps. So I think that that is great. And so anyway, happy Mother's Day, you guys. Happy Mother's Day. I enjoyed my Mother's Day immensely. I was able to stand up. Pastor had asked me to give a testimony about some of the things that I had gone through and how my mother and my grandmother had helped me. And I kind of veered from that a little bit when I looked at him and I said, hey, I said, I know, that this was supposed to be a testimony about healing and the power of prayer from mother and grandmother, but it's really about, this grace, mercy, and forgiveness that you should have also for your mother and or any parent for that matter. And so I talked a little bit about that, and it's so crazy how when you're talking about something that's so heartfelt, how sometimes you don't even realize what everybody else is doing or how everybody else is reacting. And so my aunt was there at church, and my sister and several other relatives. My mom and my grandmother weren't there yet to hear my testimony. And my aunt said, girl, it wasn't a dry eye in the house. And I'm just thankful that God was able to help me give that testimony, because it wasn't easy when you talk about how angry and how hurt and how distrustful and how you feel like if you've gone through some things with your parent and you feel all of those things, how hard it is and how bad it feels to feel that way about a parent. And so I just talk about how God just delivered me from that, and how, my mommy is the love of my life now. And so I'm so thankful for that. So anyway, happy Mother's Day to you guys. I hope your Mother's Day was as wonderful as mine, because it was excellent. So anyway, also thank you guys so much for the continued encouragement. I'm telling y'all, when I read your comments, oh my God, they fill my soul, and it just makes me want to keep going and keep going. And I hope I'm doing the same for you all. So thank you so much for that. Also, everybody there have been several people who have contacted me, emailed me, or made comments about their surgeries, and I'm so happy for you. Beginning your journey. I'm excited for you, and just realize that the journey is your own, that we are here, we guide you, a little bit. You know, that's the way I felt when other people had their surgery, that I felt that they were guiding me. But just know that the surgery is yours. Your experience is your own. Don't take what we have or what we have experienced as gospel, because all of our experiences are not going to be the same. And even if you look at me and my sleeve experience as well as my breast reduction experience, they were not all typical. There were some typical things that happened, but there were so many things that were not typical that did happen. So just know that, you know, use this as a guide, use this as a resource, but don't take everything that we say as gospel. Okay? um, Yvette, oh my gosh, I started watching your videos yesterday. You look amazing. I fell asleep early yesterday. I was so exhausted, but I'm going to finish watching those hopefully today and tomorrow. Oh my gosh, girl, you doing it. You are so doing it. So I'm so excited that you posted some videos so I can see you. So, but you look amazing, girl. Keep it up. I will. You know what? I said I'd look forward to the time where I'm under the 200 mark in Wonderland, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I've been through so much that, you know, right now I'm excited about where I am. Yes, I think that if I lose more weight, it would be great, but I don't necessarily have to. But if I lose it, it would be great. So that's why I continue to set my goals. I'm not, it seems like, you know, I'm not trying to lose weight, but it's just the nature of the surgery and it's still coming off. And I guess it's still kind of early. I thought that the weight would slow down. Well, I say that, but like I said, nothing has happened that's been typical over the last 5, 6 weeks for me. So that's why the weight is coming off so quickly. But I know once I start to really iron things out, even when I start to get back in the gym, I'm going to start building my muscle back up. That's what I can't wait for, because I want to, you know, build it up in my legs and my arms again, and get some of that definition and some of this little flab to kind of go down. So anyway, as far as my sleeve is concerned, no new foods. I don't think there's not been much as far as anything irritating my stomach or anything that I eat, that nothing new really, nothing at all. Yep, nothing new as far as the food front is concerned. I did get an opportunity this month to go to a support group, which I was excited about because I haven't been in the last month or two. And one of the things that I learned at the support group is that those patients who are, I don't want to say patients, but those individuals who are well into their journey for Roux-en-Y or sleeve or whatever it is, you have to stay abreast. You have to maintain those visits with your surgeon. You have to maintain those visits with your nutritionist, because you have to know what is current. At one point in our support group, there were 2 post-op patients that were about 3+ years out or more. And they were, you know, talking to us about how we should be consuming 25 to 30 grams of protein within an hour. And, you know, I was saying, no, that's not what my nutritionist is telling me, that over a number of hours, because it helps with absorption. Like say from 8 to 12, you want to get in anywhere between 30 grams, 25 to 30 grams. And then from 12 to 4, 30 grams. And then from 4 to like 9 or 10, then, you know, 30 grams. But just over a period of time so that your body absorbs it better. And one of the ladies was telling me, well, you should be getting, you know, when you drink your protein shake, you should drink it within this amount of time. And I told her, I said, no, I said, I don't do that because I know how it makes my stomach feel. And so I consume my protein shake over the course of, you know, whatever amount of time it takes. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it is way longer. And I do that because I want to make sure that my stomach feels okay. And it's not that it hurts or it gets full or anything like that, but it just feels kind of weird, you know, when you get like sweet on it, or, you know, sugar, or whatever it is. It doesn't always feel the best. So anyway, they were just going and going and going and going. And so they ended up calling a nutritionist over because a nutritionist and then several other people come to the support group to answer questions, and several other professionals that are associated with that particular support group. So one of the nutritionists came over and she began to talk about how, yeah, it used to be that way. That was the advice that they gave before. However, it has changed and they want you to consume the 25 to 30 grams over a period of time and not just within that hour. Although there are times where they do want you to get some kind of a shot of, large amount of protein to I forget how she put it, but just to make sure that it was your body was getting enough. So just wanted to say, hey, as we get further and further out as far as our post-op is concerned, when we get out 3-4 years, we have to stay connected. Those support groups are so helpful, at which I'm just excited to see that they're still in the support groups even after that amount of time. But you have to stay connected so that you know what is current. So size, I think I talked about my size in my last video, and so I'm a 16. I can get in a 14 and button it up, but it is super tight. I would not wear it around. The shirt I have on today is a large, but it's the stretchy material and to fit on my arms, and any other shirt is usually like an extra large, but I can't fit in a large. And my shoe size hasn't changed. Everybody's like, your shoe size is going to change. My shoe size has not changed, but my feet have never been really, really wide. However, the only thing that I really notice about my feet is that they are much narrower. They are not as wide as they used to be, but I'm still anywhere a 10 to 11 size shoe, and I'm 5'6" and a quarter and a half or so. 5'6" and a quarter was what I measured on this past Monday. But my shoe size has not changed at all. My home health nurse came today and she told me that every time she sees me, I look smaller and smaller. So, but I told her, I said, yeah, I did lose 5 pounds this week. And she was like, on purpose? I was like, well, not on purpose. It just is coming off. So, but anyway, you know what? I still have to, I had to get out of the habit of saying losing. So y'all know I had a car wreck the week before. And so I'm going to a chiropractor. And he told me, he said, you have to get out of the habit of saying lose. He said, because when you lose something, what's the first thing that you want to do? He said, if you lost a diamond ring, what would you do? I said, I'd go find it. If you lost some money, what would you do? I will go find it. I'd go look for it. He said, so stop saying lose. He said, it's the power of the tongue. He said, we get what we speak. And so if we're saying lose, that means that our mind is automatically going to be geared towards finding. So if we lose 103 pounds, we're going to go try to find that 103 pounds. So he said, get rid of. Weight gone. He said, change your terminology. So I have to be reminded of that. I'm going to remind myself, y'all remind me, and y'all think about that. It makes so much sense. When we talk about the power of the tongue and how we profess things and how we claim things to be, we got to make sure that we are speaking that in every facet of our lives, even when it comes to weight gone, getting rid of the weight that we're carrying. So that was it on that. I'm trying to see my breast reduction. I am healing very well. I'm not getting any worse. Thank you, Jesus. And there's one area where there was drainage, which is just healing straight up. I mean, over the last couple days, I haven't seen any drainage. In fact, there's one area still that was one of the largest areas that was draining. It still is draining. In fact, the more I exert myself, the more it will drain, but it's even slowing down, except for those times where I'm exerting or doing way too much. So that's one of the reasons I'm not in the gym and I'm just doing things here around the house. That area, when I went to the surgeon on a couple days ago, she actually removed some stitches that were underneath my breast, but the ones that were on top of my breast, she kept there because there's just this still one spot that's threatening to open, and I'm just, willing it to stay closed, and I know it will, and I know it will heal up. So I'm not even going to worry about that. There was an area on my right side where there was actually a little bit of a yeast that was growing, and I ended up using a little antifungal cream and getting rid of that very quickly. I talked to the doctor about it, and she said no, because you guys know when you take antibiotics, what happens typically? You will get, yeast infection in at least one particular area of your body, especially for women. And so when we take antibiotics, we typically are guarding against that too. And so she says she is not surprised that that happened because of the fact of the massive amounts of antibiotics that I was on, and just the way my body, all that it has been through, which is another reason why when I talked to her about the nipples and why they were so slow to heal, they are just like dragging their feet. And she said it's just because of all the things that my body went through, and over a period of time, as my body gets stronger, as I am, getting my strength back, they will begin to heal too. And I'm not so concerned about it because you guys know that I had a nipple graft, a free nipple graft, and there are no signs that they took. And so the signs that I have with the healing and with their, some bleeding sometimes, it shows that God is good because they took, and because there could have been all the stuff that I was going through, there could have been a possibility that they didn't even take. But so I'm thankful for that. And the car wreck, my car, I'm just praying. I had the guy call me a couple days ago at the body shop, and he was saying that I had a lot of damage and wanted to know if the insurance company wanted to total it out. Would I be okay with that? And I just told him, if it can be fixed, fix it. I do not want a car payment. I paid that car off about 2.5 years after I got it. I was blessed to be able to pay it off quite a bit earlier than the 6 years that I had the term that I had it on. And so I haven't had a car payment in over 4 years, and I don't plan on having another car payment, not as of yet. What I do profess is that if it is God's will that I need to get another car, that it will come paid in full. Because God and I both know that I don't need a car payment. And if it's not paid in full, then I'm professing that the means to pay it will come about. So we'll see. We'll see what manifests. Okay. I'm leaving that in God's hands, and I'm not taking it up. I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned about it. It's God's will, because right now I'm in a rental car, and that's what it's going to be. So that is pretty much it, y'all. I feel really good. I'm just glad to start feeling normal again. And, I remember one girl said, "You are normal, but this is not that normal." Just feeling like my normal self, not like normal in general for anybody else. But I am feeling good. I am actually, even with all of the stuff that was going on with this reduction, I am so pleased, with the outcome. They're starting to look really nice, and they are just coming about. I appreciate that. I'm just like, okay, finally, I'm starting to be able to look at this in a not so much of a regrets mode, but in a blessed mode. So I was planning on getting out these little bras. Here, I can show you. I wear lots of clothes still, y'all. These little bras are called cozy bras. Ooh, and this is so bright today. It's just not even gonna show up well. But they're called cozy bras, and it's like a sports bra, and it's really nice and soft and cozy. And so I got these at Ross for $2.99, and they are the best. My doctor, the surgeon did tell me make sure that, if they're causing you to sweat or something like that, that you don't wear them often, because she recommends more of the cotton sports bras. The reason that I like this one is because especially underneath where I had the stitches, those cotton bras, the way the regular sports bras were made, they were digging into that area, and so it was causing me pain. And I was taking Tylenol every day, not just for that, but for the car wreck, and um, I just I was in pain. And so I started wearing these, especially at night. And to this morning, I just ended up putting another one on this morning, but especially at night, because at night you just feel a little bit lighter and feel like you're able to move a little bit more, because I'm still wearing them throughout the day, every day, and all through the night. So anyway, you guys, like I said, remember, use this as a resource, especially those of you who are beginning your journey, or who are starting the whole process of your journey, those who have already had your sleeve, those who are just recently out from your sleeve. Don't take what we say as gospel, because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. And it's yours to experience. It's yours to experience. And that was one of the things that Yvette was saying in her video. And I so agreed with that, because I used to tell people, you don't know what you know, or you don't know what you don't know until after you've had the surgery. Because I used to tell my friends, girl, I feel like I could do the surgery. I mean, I had watched so many videos and had researched so many different things and thought I was so prepared, until the hour after I woke up and was coherent from my surgery. Then I was thinking, Lord, what have I gotten myself into? So, like I said, don't take what we say as gospel, but just use it as a resource, and use it to kind of help you mold your own journey. And you'll do fine. You will do absolutely fine. There are some things that we all kind of suffer similarly, like gas pains and things like that. But for the most part, you guys, these are our journeys. These are our journeys, and that's what makes it so fun to be able to watch the videos and to be able to catch up with each other and to be able to ask questions, because it's so amazing to see the difference in how we all react to this change in our lifestyles. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here because I'm going to go to the movies. If you have not read the book, Miracles in Heaven, please read that book. I read that book. One of my friends brought it to me while I was in the hospital, and I finished it out, and I am going to see that movie today. So if you haven't read that book, go ahead and read it. It was definitely a blessing to read that, and just be reminded of the power of God, and to be reminded of just how children see it, and how we want to be like children and see the power of God again, over and over, and to be able to listen to God's word and hear his voice. And so I'm believing that I'm hearing him, and I'm walking in the faith that I am healed completely, and that when I come out of all of this, and when I return back to work, that I will be just fine, that there will be nothing wrong with me and anybody else. So praise God for that, y'all. I love y'all. Congratulations on your journeys. Again, happy Mother's Day. And I will talk to you guys next week. Peace out, babies. Mwah.